This is the TeamClearCoat podcast. We're two friends finally doing something about our obsession with cars.
We're probably not doing it well, but it should be fun, and we might actually learn something along the way. I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave, and this is our show.
Ian?
Yes, Dave.
We didn't talk about who's bringing us in.
We didn't, but you know what? I'm going to. I'm Ian, that's Dave.
I'm
This
Dave.
is Team Clear Coat. We talk about cars mostly. But first we're going to talk about a bicycle.
Uh-huh.
But I have a feeling it's going to come back to cars very quickly.
Will it?
I hope so.
Okay.
I don't know is the point.
I'm doing something weird,
Yeah, so you're selling a bicycle.
which goes against the fundamental rule of bicycles.
Correct.
Do you know the rule of bicycles? The correct number to have?
I don't.
So this is well documented. The correct number of bicycles to have is n+1.
N plus one, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get rid of records.
Yeah. Dude,
What's
the world
happening?
is falling apart. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But so you have told me, and you're selling one of your nice bicycles.
Yeah, I'm selling my race bike. It's a cyclocross bike, super light, carbon, aluminum race bike.
Go ahead and plug your stuff on the
Yeah.
show, I guess. Why not?
Yeah, I did a hilarious write-up on Craigslist for it. So if you want to buy a 58-centimeter Specialized Tricross Pro, hit me up.
Yeah.
Tubeless wheels, carbon crank and all.
Nobody knows what that means. But the point is that you have teased me that there
Right.
is some purpose
Right.
for the money
Yeah.
that you would presumably get from selling the bike.
I have an impetus.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to play 20 questions on the show.
Now, I burned a couple of questions already.
You did.
I don't remember what they were.
One I think was kind of a throwaway.
Yeah.
And the other one.
Oh, I said, are you buying another Vigan?
Oh, yeah. A parts vegan.
A parts
That's
Vigan.
right. Oh, that's right. So, yeah. And I
And
should
you
probably.
said no.
No, and I should pull up my Instagram page because it has the occasional picture of it. Actually, I'll just pull up the freaking Craigslist post.
Do it.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that,
Uh-huh.
and I think the second question was, does the thing you're buying have an engine?
That is correct.
And
yeah.
what was the answer to that?
Yes, it does have an engine.
It does have an engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. So we're at 18 questions to go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Is it a whole car?
It is an entire car.
It is
Yes.
an entire car.
Yeah.
Is it a replacement for either of the cars that you already own?
No.
So it's a third car.
It is a third car. We're down to that's
16 questions.
Yeah, that's 4 questions. I got to open Notepad over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh man, is it a season-specific car?
That's a really good question. And the answer is yes.
Aha!
Yeah.
Is it a Suzuki Samurai?
It is not a Suzuki Samurai.
Okay,
And-
I
and-
blew. I kind of got excited there. I got ahead of myself.
So tell me why you would suggest a Suzuki Samurai, because I think you've already won the game 6 questions in.
Okay,
Yeah.
because and I forgot. I took a picture of one. There's one. Someone on my block bought one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But because I want nothing more than for you to have a tiny
K car-ish.
Yeah, but a tiny 4x4.
Uh-huh.
Because for whatever reason, just the thought of you getting out of like a tiny, boxy 4x4 is just hilarious to me, and I can't explain why.
I don't think you need to. I'm into that. I think I would giggle every time I peeled myself out of the car. Every time you and I go to these press events and I peel myself out of a Miata or the BRZ or any of these things.
When you're in the Miata, you get an audience.
It's just giggles around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's something along. You're getting a K car.
No, I'm not getting a K car.
So, but you're getting like something along the Suzuki Samurai lines, like a Jimny or something like that.
I'm actually going bigger than that.
Oh, well,
So-
that's disappointing.
So I'm looking at it as a obviously as a winter car because my Infinity is the worst in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be simple. I want it to be reliable. I want it to be the antithesis of our cars mashed together.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I haven't settled on a car. There was a really nice 1993 Isuzu Trooper with a manual transmission that was sold. My girlfriend and I were traveling for a little bit, and so I sent an email saying, hey, if I still see the ad up, when I come back, I'll hit you up. Came back and it was gone. So I have my eye on a few other things. But it's along that kind of vein.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want you to get a Jimny.
I do too. There's no Jimneys on Craigslist right now. I looked earlier.
Have you looked at Japanese imports?
I have a super tiny
Or
budget
Japanese
for
classics?
this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, super tiny budget.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're trying to come in at a little bit more than what I'm selling the bicycle for.
Gotcha.
So the bicycle should it eat up half of the purchase at least.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Which is weird because the Colorado joke is that, the bike is more expensive than the car.
Yeah,
you know?
see that a lot.
Right. And yeah, you do. And when I would put one of my bikes on Dusty Rusty, it was about even.
Yeah. Or you'll see a $300 car transporting 4 snowboarders and $12,000 worth of snowboard gear on the top.
Exactly, right? Yeah, exactly.
A lot of that here.
Yeah, the impetus is the impending winter. We're supposed to have a more wet winter than we normally do for the first half of it because it's supposed to be an El Nino year.
Right.
So we're supposed to get a lot of precipitation. You get to snowplow again.
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do in my car.
Which is your car is fantastic in it, and the snow just really rounds out all the manhole covers that would just rip your oil pan off.
It's true. It's great.
Yeah, right. It just deadens the blow. It's winter survival.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the name of the game. So, looking for cars on Craigslist. Trying to find something.
So you're gonna get rid of your winter wheels on the Infinity?
I might keep them on just because it's one of those things where that grade of rubber is just better at cold temperatures.
Yeah,
That's
true.
Versus having the summer set up during winter. So I think I'll keep them. They're more narrow.
Yeah.
So should I run into something hairy? Because there's going to be those days where it's I'll take the Infinity.
And then you look
Right?
outside at 2:00 and it's
Right.
there's 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Right, exactly.
That happens.
So there's going to be some panic commutes,
Yep.
Yeah, right.
I did one of those a couple years ago with my summers still on.
Okay.
Sketchy.
Right. Yeah. Thankfully, we do live in a city where, picking up a lift or some public transportation during some of those times is not awful.
Yeah.
From where I work to where I live, there's a bus route. There's a few bus routes that I could take if I needed to. So, as long as the buses are running, and dude, RTD runs those things in some heinous weather.
It's true.
So yeah. Then I could go to get the other car.
Right.
Yeah, right. I gotta take a bus to go get my other car.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, that's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not.
Right. So yeah. So you guessed it. I am actively pursuing a winter vehicle, given how sketchy the Infiniti M45 is in the winter.
Okay.
It is just causing me to throw money at the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, send us links for things that you think Dave should buy.
First of all, fuck that. Buy my bicycle so I can buy that. Yeah.
True.
Also, read my Craigslist write-up because it's hilarious and wonderful.
Yeah.
And and
We'll tweet a link to that.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, buy this so I can buy something else. And there's me going off a sweet jump. So there you go. Yeah. So. Moving on, Ian.
I did a thing recently.
Yeah.
I went to a concert.
You did.
And this really doesn't have anything to do with cars, except for the song Cars, because I saw Gary Numan.
You did, yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know who Gary Numan is is most famous for the song Cars.
Cars.
Yeah.
And my car.
And that album is very good.
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah.
And all of that stuff in that era is very good. And then in the 90s, kind of after he had kind of fallen off kind of the main.
Yeah, the
I
popular
love that
map.
he has
yeah.
a Nine Inch Nails shirt on
Yeah,
there. That's
yeah.
so perfect.
Yeah.
After he had fallen off the kind of public eye or whatever,
Yeah.
he started releasing all these industrial albums, like really, really
Yeah.
heavy industrial albums.
Yeah.
And so that's what most of his fans now kind of know him for.
Right.
And so I leaned over to my friend, and because we kind of like industrial music, but it's not like our scene.
Right. It's a little arm's length.
Yes.
I get that, because it's like you like some rock, you like some electronic. In theory, you should
Yeah.
like industrial.
Right. I like some Ministry.
Right.
I like some Frontline Assembly. I like a lot of Nine Inch
Right.
Nails.
Right.
And I like Gary Numan stuff.
But you're not going to go buy a KMFDM album.
Well, I might, but I'm not gonna change my wardrobe.
There you go. That's a good line to draw.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's not like that's not the exclusive thing in my record collection by even a small stretch.
Right. Yeah, you are going to be the guy at the Gary Numan concert that was probably closer to business casual than anybody else there.
Right. We were talking about, before the show started, we were talking about Ryan Adams records.
Right.
You know, we were the only people, the Venn diagram for Ryan Adams fans and Gary Numan industrial fans is pretty small.
Yeah.
And we were in there.
Yeah.
So I leaned over to them at one point, and I figured out, sometimes you figure out the perfect way to describe the thing that you're seeing. And you're just like, I have to tell people this.
Yes.
And I said, the aesthetic for this show is 5 minutes before Blade shows up.
Okay. Uh-huh. I can just picture the club and the lights and the smoke and the music. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
and then I just then I just kept picturing for the rest of the show, he'd have some crazy strobe thing, and I just look up and I'd be like, that's where
Wesley
he drop.
Snipes.
That's where he drop in from the ceiling, fighting a vampire.
Right. Yeah.
Or where's the blood going to start pouring out of the sprinklers? Where's that?
Yeah.
But that was the exact aesthetic of the show.
Nice.
The party right before Blade shows up.
Why do I have a clove cigarette?
Right.
Just shows up in your hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which brings me to an FMK Cars.
FMK Cars is a game that Ian and Dave play on the Team ClearCoat podcast. It's based on the classic game Fuck, Marry, Kill, but instead of playing it with people like gross people do, they're nice, so they play it with cars. In this game, F means you drive it for a day, you hit it and quit it. M means you marry it, you put a ring on it, it's your daily driver. K means you kill it. That means you crush it.
Good job on the intro.
Thanks, buddy.
Good job. All right. So this one's called Hold on a Second. Red foam, industrial influence house music, strobe lights, crazed dancing. Oh shit, Blade's about to show up, isn't he?
This is why when we're getting ready to record the show, I just hear tick 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 tick. Just you typing like a maniac.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is cars with a movie setup trope twist.
Okay, I am into that.
Right?
Yeah, I'm into that.
Well, you look around and you're like, I've seen this movie before. I know exactly what's about to happen.
Right?
Shit.
A ferret's about to get in this bathtub.
Exactly. Right? Okay. So these are all going to be full-size sporty cars.
Okay.
So
all right.
Big cars.
Okay.
So the first one, Maserati Quattroporte.
Oh, yeah.
So do 2018 for all of these.
Oh, really? 2018? Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The mood in the car is the getting the band back together phase of every heist movie.
Okay. All right.
But that also means, which is kind of like a fun feeling at the beginning of a heist movie, we gotta get the munitions guy.
Yeah, we gotta get the hacker.
Right. We need the wheelman. We gotta get everyone.
Yeah.
We need the money.
Okay.
All that.
Okay.
But you have to make 6 stops along the way to pick up your team.
The crew. Okay. All right.
Now, you will notice.
Yeah, this is a car for 4.
This is a car for 4.
Right.
So you're gonna be stacking some team members.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the next one, Mercedes S500.
Okay. All right. All right.
You're in the beginning of a Judd Apatow movie.
Oh, okay.
When the male protagonist is shown being immature,
right,
with his idiot friends or whatever,
eating a cupcake out of the garbage.
Exactly, before he's tamed by the female lead.
Okay.
So he hasn't like maybe he's gone on one date or he hasn't met her yet, so he's still like Arrested Development youth sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah, pugil sticks over a skanky swimming pool.
Right.
Beer pong,
So
etc.
all of that's happening in the car around you. Someone's smoking weed.
Right.
You know, that sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
Someone's playing video games in the back.
Sure. Okay.
All of those tropes. All right?
Okay.
So the next one is an Alpina B7.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool.
I saw one just a little while ago.
And there's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
It's a music biopic. So you know the biopics about musicians.
But at which phase?
It's in the beginning.
Oh.
When you're just about to give up because you haven't been discovered yet.
You haven't.
And you're having a
brick.
fight over money with your first wife in the car.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't gotten the second or third wife yet.
Okay. All right.
And so they're fighting about money because he hasn't made it yet.
Okay. All right.
Your dream is tearing this family apart.
Yeah.
That
Like
sort of
smash cut to me, like screaming into the seat cushion,
Right.
like in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
And you haven't been discovered yet.
Right.
Right at the beginning.
But I just keep practicing those sweet licks.
You keep grinding away, playing at coffee shops for two people.
Yep. Okay. Getting a beer bottle thrown at you every now and then.
Mm-hmm. And you also are self-aware that you're in a trope. So
Right.
you have to look around and be like, oh shit, I know where this is going.
Okay. I really like this one. This one's a really good one, Ian. Yeah. This is fantastic. Okay. Oh man. I think I do have to kill the S500 and the Arrested Development crazy,
Really?
chaos in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's surprising to me.
Yeah. Okay. I think for a day I'm going to drive the BMW.
Right.
I can do that for a day. A lifetime of that would be tough.
Yeah.
Right? And then I am going to marry the Quattroporte, and here are my thoughts.
Okay.
In every good ensemble heist movie, there's always one smaller bendy guy.
Oh, right.
He's just going in the trunk.
Good idea.
Right
I like
there.
that.
So that brings us down to 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said I need to make 6 stops. So that would mean 7 total people.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So we got bendy guy in the trunk. We got 3 in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got 2 in the front. And then we got to fit 1 more. Yeah. The other one is going to be in line getting food. And we'll pick him up because it's going to be like Brad Pitt where he's always eating. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you do?
It's tough because the B7 is just a super cool car. Anytime you see an Alpina, it's always just like, man, that's...
Oh, it's instant legend status.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you went out of your way
Yeah.
to do that. Like nobody wanders onto the lot
Right.
and leaves with an Alpina.
And it's not like a default choice where it's like, oh, you're buying a Mercedes, you need to get the AMG.
Right.
Right? Alpina
Right.
is like it's sideways. It's more obtuse than AMG is to Mercedes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
M is for BMW.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And they always just have such presence and stuff.
Yeah. It's not like Mansory where they have just whack-ass body kits.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not a fun period in the music biopic.
Right. Yeah.
So I think I would crush that.
Okay.
I think I would do the Mercedes for a day.
Okay.
Because
All right.
that would be fun.
Right.
That part of the movie I think is fun.
Absolutely.
And then I will marry the Quattroporte.
Okay.
I have to ask you.
Yeah.
If there was no twist, if it was just the cars.
Just the cars.
What would you do?
Absolutely marry the B7.
Yeah.
F the Quattroporte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think you're right.
Part of me is like super I want to get to a point in my life where I can buy like a 2008 Quattroporte with just like fuck you money.
Right, and just like not care.
But
that's the rub with those cars.
Right.
Is that if you have fuck you money, you just buy a new one.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I want to buy like the older one. I want it to be a little clapped out.
Okay.
I don't know. I want there to be a couple door dings. I want it to like be weird.
Okay.
I want it to be an issue. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I love that your aspiration in life is
to not have the best version of something.
Well, not only that, but to really inflict pain on yourself, but in like a really classy and expensive way.
I'm selling a well-used bicycle for $1,000.
Yes, I know. It's pretty funny though.
It is. It is. No, that speaks a lot to my mentality. Right?
Like that you just, it's not like I'm going to buy my way out of, like the normal thought process is,
right,
I'm going to buy my way out of having hassles in my life.
Right, right.
To I'm going to buy my way into more spectacular hassles.
What did you do with your cars?
Yeah, but I don't have like fuck you money is what I'm saying. Like, I don't sit around and fantasize that like, man,
I wish I had 7 R32s.
Right. That wouldn't be what I would do. I wouldn't make it worse.
Right. Right. I would be actively making my situation worse.
Right.
Yeah. 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 I want that VW Phaeton from New Orleans where I know it was flooded.
Recent hurricane salvage title.
Yeah. Phaeton.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want, Ian. Yeah. Yeah, Ian. I love that era of Quattroporte so much. I know,
do too, yeah.
I know it's not the prettiest. I know it's not the best. I know it has a dumb transmission.
But that engine note is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. And you always think, like, you see them, because you still see them on the road sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just want to, like, stand and, like...
Right. Yeah. I applaud you.
You have made terrible choices, but I like them.
Right. If there was a dignified way to give you thumbs up, I wish for that. If there was a tweed version of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think
yeah. There you go. I doff my cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave somebody a thumbs up the other day. What was it? Oh, I can't remember. I actually gave somebody a thumbs up and they waved back to me. When I saw a car. I don't know. Yeah, I felt compelled to comment on someone's car and like point at them and give them a thumbs up.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Just trying to put a little out there.
Well, anyway, that was my FMK cars
I
that I got to from Gary Numan having a 5 minutes before Blade shows up concert.
No, I love this because we do the same thing. So I want to talk about an experience that I had that ended up in an FMK cars.
Oh.
Okay.
Great.
Right, because we have these scenes in our lives and we just like this is just now how we think. Like we just have these scenarios come out of this. So Peter and I were driving around because it's a whole thing with Peter. But we're not getting into it. We can't get into it. Yeah. We're not getting
We're going to go deep on that soon. Oh yeah.
So
cuz it's a thing.
So I Peter has an M3, and so I was driving that, the E39, right? Or
E36.
E36, thank you, E36. And it's really dialed and really fun to drive.
It's lower, just a skosh.
Just a skosh, yeah. It's got ground control set up. It's fantastic. Yeah, he's done great work with it. And so we were driving, and oh no! This was after that. So I took him for a ride in my old man sedan.
Oh, okay.
Right, and so as we were enjoying cigars and oppressing the pores, up at a stoplight next to us pulls another Infiniti, a G35. So
you cleared the vape smoke.
See, okay, yes, right. So it was probably bagged. It was pretty low. Let's see here. Let me just do bagged.
As you do.
Yeah, G35. It was purple, like a weird color of purple. It had box flares.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, big wide arches. And it kind of launched from the stoplight. And of course, I do not engage
Correct.
like you do, and just kind of wafted along, right? On a wave of aristocracy. That's the Pixies song, right? And Peter and I were talking about the bagged automobile, and it just hit me. It was like that right there. That's the difference between 20 and 40. Like 20 years old and 40 years old. And we were sitting next to each other at a stoplight. Like I could look into my past and see a wayward, youthful Dave.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In his Infinity, still listening to Aphex Twin.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But a purple, lowered, box flared version.
Yeah.
Right?
At some point, I'll have some sort of instructive thing like that, and I'll change the car that I'm driving. But probably not.
Well, no, because I think your R32 is not all the way one way and it's not all the way the other. Right?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. If anything, it could be justified as the more, besides your mods, it could be justified as the more dignified choice when it comes to Volkswagen ownership.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I've totally ruined that.
That's the gooey middle, though. That's the gray area.
No, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Gray hair, gray area. Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So that got me thinking about an FMK cars, Ian.
Okay.
All right. This one is called, let's see here, the difference between 20 and 40. So you're going to get two cars. We've done this before. You got to drive one out, drive the other one back.
Okay.
Okay, wherever you're going.
All right.
Okay.
I like
so
this.
so first up, you're going to get a bag.
So I get the 20-year-old first.
Yep. You get the
and then I
20-year-old
drive
and then
home.
the 40 on the way home.
Okay.
Okay. So you get the bagged G35.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then on the way home, you get my old man sedan.
Yeah.
Okay. M45 Sport. All right.
Okay.
You can, you get, the wheels I have, the brakes, etc. All right. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then on the next one here, I'm going to give you a Dodge Neon SRT4. All right.
Okay.
Boosted to like 30 PSI.
Right.
Like
all the PSI.
Yeah. An unsafe. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. More so than those cars were to begin with.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I knew a guy that had one and it was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here's a good version of it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Definitely the carbon hood, etc. And maybe booty and pizza if you'd like on the windshield.
Oh, I do like. And then let me guess, a like Chrysler 300.
Actually, I think you're gonna like this one. So I'm on the way back. I'm gonna give you a Dodge Challenger.
Oh,
Okay.
a Challenger.
A Charger. Sorry. Yeah. And it's going to be normally aspirated,
Okay, so not the Hellcat.
not the Hellcat. But it's going to be like it's going to be like black on gray, like a little Q car.
So I get a V8 one,
You get a V8 one.
but not supercharged.
Yeah, but not supercharged.
Okay.
Yep. And like stock-ish wheels, stock-ish tires,
Okay.
nothing crazy. Yeah, a little
Like a 40-year-old would do.
right, like a little Q, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Okay.
And then lastly, Ian, I'm going to give you a Ford F-250 bro truck. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see if that yields any Google results. It does.
Bro truck.
All right. Okay. A 350. Sure, you get a 350.
Okay.
Thing about this one is you don't necessarily roll coal on purpose. It rolls coal just randomly for 2 seconds on every drive you take. Just a tee, right?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. On the way back, Ian, what do you think you get?
Ford.
Ford-ish.
Ford-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Ford-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, Lincoln Continental.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. I'll give you a new Lincoln Continental.
It's
on your
supposed to
way
be
back.
20 and 40, not 20 and 140.
Ian, I drive an M45.
Yeah, you don't drive a Lincoln Continental.
Yeah, true. Right. That's very true. Okay. But still, you
Yeah.
get a Lincoln Continental.
Okay, all right. Well,
right.
crush.
Okay.
I'm crushing the Bro truck and the Lincoln.
And the Conti. All right.
I don't have that much desire to drive the Lincoln Continental. I haven't driven it.
Yeah.
And I'm probably being pig-headed, and I should probably drive it before reaching a conclusion. But I'm fine with that. And I don't have any interest in driving a Bro truck
At all.
at all.
What if it was a Raptor?
Then I would drive it for a day. That would change my mind.
Okay. Yeah. But this has to be immature.
Right.
A Raptor, I think, is not a bro truck.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. I mean, there is some overlap.
There's
I think.
definitely a lot of overlap. there.
Right. But I think a Raptor, not broy.
I think it's hard because here in Denver, we definitely see younger guys driving around in Raptors.
Yeah.
Because they have, I don't know, snowboarder sponsorship money. I don't know.
Dispensary money.
Something like that. But
Yeah.
they do end up in those cars.
Right.
So but I think that's probably not right for everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, if it's the F-250 and the Lincoln Continental, I'm crushing that.
Okay.
I will drive the Infinities for a day,
Okay. All right.
and then I will marry
The SRT4.
the torque steer machine
Yeah.
and the oversteer machine.
When a guy with a 285 horsepower Saab goes, "Wow, that's a lot of torque steer," you need to check yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the nice thing about the V8 Charger, it will still do burnouts.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I plan on doing burnouts well into my however long I
Thousands.
live.
Yeah.
I will be doing burnouts
Until you are uploaded into the nebulous mainframe and you're doing digital burnouts in the
correct.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. Just one. Yeah.
Just 1-1.
Uh-huh.
It's 11s.
Yeah. A lot of them.
But that's what I would do.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I think I would kill the Lincoln and the F-350 Bro truck.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would flip it. I think I would marry the bagged Infinity and my M45, and then for a day I could do the SRT4, but only for a day.
I think we need to get you into like a maybe not like a stance, maybe not like a stance bro,
Yeah.
but like a VIP build
Yeah.
of some sort. Because I
Yeah.
feel like you have a kind of a fascination with bagged
Yeah.
cars.
I do. Oh, I'll be completely transparent about that.
Have you
Yeah.
thought about bagging yours?
Never would do that.
No?
No, never would do that.
So if you you come home and you have 3 shocks that are just leaking and completely blown, it wouldn't even cross your mind like,
to do an airbag setup.
I could bag this.
It would cross my mind.
Yeah.
And I have
You're bag curious.
I am bag curious. That's a good way to put it. I have been in some air suspension cars before, and they're really nice.
Yeah.
I really like the way they ride.
Yeah.
I
really want you to go crazy and blow your whatever your 4x4 money and just end up with another old full-size Japanese sedan and do a VIP build on it.
So here's where my mind's at, okay?
And I've always thought a VIP build on an old American sedan would be so cool. Somebody needs to do that.
A Mercury Grand Marquis
Yes.
VIP build.
Yes.
Right?
Because what's more VIP than all the metal?
Right. All the metal and a bench seat.
Yeah. That's the most VIP. That's a couch.
It's a couch in your car.
That's a VIP section.
In the front and back.
You would have room in that car to put stanchions in and put a velvet rope up.
Yeah, yes, you would have a VIP section in your VIP build. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Seems obvious to me.
That's really funny. I want to pull up a picture of a VIP build just so people know what we're talking about. But I have some thoughts about where the M45 may end up down the road.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay.
So you have thought about this?
Yes.
I want to hear about it.
Okay, all right. So let me put in car. So like VIP build. We want to see the interior though. Yeah.
Mhm.
So my thoughts around the M45 are such that well, that's an RV, but let me go to not.
Anyway, so a VIP
Yeah.
build is like a bagged car,
Yes.
big wheels,
Yep.
but like the air suspension is tuned for comfort,
Absolutely.
and then the interior, like
Is-
you add curtains.
Oh yeah,
You
it
know,
is
you add-
done up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You add quilted pillows.
Yes, this is from Driving Line, and
Mhm.
yeah, there's is that a Cedric?
Is that a president?
Pardon me. Yeah. Yeah. So, but there isn't. Yeah. So
There
like
you
here's
go.
an interior, right? So it's got like it's just crazy upholstery, lighting.
Yeah.
Drink trays are a big common thing.
Mhm.
The knob on the steering wheel for easy turning, all kinds of stuff like that. So
People will even like over boost the power steering
yeah.
to like get a even lighter, floatier feel.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so my thoughts for the M45 are I really like the chassis a lot. I like the way that car is set up. I love the space.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm in a position where I don't have to sell the M45 to help me into my next old man sedan,
Right.
because I am an old man sedan aficionado now. It's
Right.
for me, it's probably going to be old man sedans as a daily driver for the foreseeable future.
Right.
I don't see myself getting anything else, honestly.
Okay.
Like the next two cars, I can tell you, it's between two things. It's between a Lexus LS 460
Mm-hmm.
and the Infiniti M56.
Or a quattroporte.
Well, that would have to be on the side,
Right.
right? I would have to shuck that side corn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That's not a thing that people say.
that's an Archer reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the M56 Sport is, in my opinion, peak Infiniti sedan.
Okay.
It is. They didn't make anything bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make anything with a bigger displacement engine and a sedan body.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the ultimate old man Infiniti sedan.
Right.
Period. Right. I view the Vigan as peak Saab. Right. The M56S rear wheel drive, 5.6 liters instead of 4.5.
Yeah.
Right. That adds like another 100 horsepower on my car. Right. So that or a Lexus LS 460, because if you're old man sedaning, I mean, like that's the old man sedan, probably long wheelbase,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So so it's going to be one of those two. If somehow I'm, by blind luck, I sell enough bicycles, I'm in a position where I don't have to sell my M45 to get one of those two cars as my next car, and I still happen to have the M45.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a transplant, an engine transplant. I want to put the 56 into it, and I want to turn it into the drift track riff car where we all have headsets, we all have radios.
Uh-huh.
You've seen the 4-seat
Yeah.
M45 drift car.
Mm-hmm.
So that is made with the M56 engine and a Nissan 350Z manual transmission,
Oh, okay.
right? And then it all just works,
Huh.
right? But it's the M45 chassis. So it's 4 bucket seats, a roll bar, right? That's what I would want. I would want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks like super crazy fun.
Okay.
That would be a track car that I would want to have for the rest of my life,
Right.
right? Because what would be more fun than like going to the track and being like, come on, like we're all taking laps, we're all driving, we're
Right.
all riding, right? That'd be a hoot.
That would be. It
Right?
would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
mean, you'd have to have sick bags in the back.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. It'll. There's not going to be carpet. You're just going to hose that shit out. I'll put like Jeep drain plugs in the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be like the fire suppression system that for most race cars, but it'll be
So-
the Ian vomit
Yeah.
wash away system.
It'll be that weird like bubblegum smelling sawdust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not a good passenger.
Yeah. So that's the future I envision.
Okay.
If we still have a fucking planet tomorrow, know.
Well,
But
there's that.
yeah, there is that. So
What are we talking about next?
Well,
that was a long FMK card. It was a good one though. I liked it.
Thank you. I really liked yours. I loved your like vignette of a movie time. Let's see here. So, my girlfriend and I took a road trip. We did the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. That was awesome. We took a trip out to California to an elephant sanctuary out there. So it's called Paws. This is a gift I got my girlfriend for her birthday.
Right.
This is an elephant sanctuary that only opens up a few times a year because it's not a zoo, right?
Right.
So it's dedicated to performing animals. So like animals that have been rescued from like circuses and shitty zoo conditions and stuff like that, right? And it's pretty basic. It's outside of San Andreas, California. It is it's called Paws, Performing Animal Welfare Society. If you have a chance to go take a tour of it, it's amazing. They have 2,300 acres out there.
Wow.
Right? And like they only have like 8 or 9 elephants. And one of the great things that they're able to do is they're able to keep like a bull elephant that would be capable of breeding completely separated, you know, because they have a very strict no breeding policy because they don't like the whole thing about it is no elephant has ever gone from captivity back into the wild.
Right.
Ever. Right? So they're just trying to let these animals like have a pleasant rest of their life.
It's the literal farm upstate.
It is the exact farm upstate. You're exactly right. Yeah. And so they take amazing care of the animals. They get incredible medical attention, all of this stuff. They're super happy. You can just tell, right? And you know, they never see a bull hook again. They all of this stuff. Like, yeah, it's super it's wonderful, and they're very politically active against unsavory zoo conditions and circuses and all of this stuff. So it's a great cause, just that overall makes the world a better place. So we went out to this elephant sanctuary. It was amazing, but it's in San Andreas, California. There's no really good way to fly into San Andreas. The only thing you can do is go to Sacramento and then drive from there, right?
And how far is that?
It's like an hour and a half ish.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were only there a couple days, so I figured let's rent something nice.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're spending, $70 a day for a rental car, but you're only doing it 2 days, like why skimp and get the economy?
Right. Exactly.
So we rented a Cadillac CTS.
That's awesome.
It was wonderful, Ian. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful that I got to drive it. I don't have any pictures that I took of the outside, but we can pull some up. But it's a really great car. I would just get in and put it in sport mode and then drive everything that way. I bumped up and down through the 7-speed automatic transmission a bunch with the paddles. And since it's so close, like if you want to get, and it's only the naturally aspirated 3.6 liter.
Yeah.
But still, like we were at like 30 feet above sea level. So out there, it was great.
Yeah.
Right?
Here it'd be a little bit of a little anemic, but yeah, that's awesome.
Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, love Apple CarPlay. Wish I had that. It was a nice place to be. So there is no really good place to stay around the animal sanctuary, so we stayed 45 minutes away. And so we ended up driving to it twice. We drove to it the day before just because like we didn't know exactly where it was. They're very strict about when you need to get there because like they close the gates. It's a super private facility, as you can imagine. And so like we did like the scouting trip, which was nice because we're driving through like wine country.
Yeah.
In a Cadillac CTS, like on these wonderful winding roads where there's no like thermal cycle.
Right.
And
they have great roads there.
Oh, it was amazing. While we were driving, coming along the other way, Lexus LFA.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right. A white Lexus LFA, one of 500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Right? Yeah. And like, it's like farm truck.
Lexus LFA.
Lexus LFA. Because like obviously that's like a vineyard owner or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right? That V10. Yeah. Yeah. So we spent tons of time in the Cadillac. It was wonderful. It wouldn't quite remember my seat position, so I think that I was probably just not setting stuff right. But yeah, the seats were super soft and nice, vented and heated. Obviously, we kept the vents on. The weather was 70s-ish degrees while we were out there. Dude, it was a nice rental.
Sounds lovely.
It was it was one of the great. It was one of the best rental cars I've had. It's so nice.
All right.
Yeah. I think they look okay, from the outside.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm too on board with the styling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't put that in as like a possibility for the
next old man sedan?
next old man sedan.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. I just want something a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. Sport mode was fantastic. Like it really, like, that should just be the mode.
Right.
Because it wasn't overly hard. The shifting was still nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like some sport modes where like the throttle just like, we're just holding it until like 9,000 RPM.
Right.
No, it was still completely reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like almost like a sport-ish mode.
And it did well on the winding roads. It handled well and
amazing. Even on rental tires, completely confidence inspiring.
that's good.
No, like perfectly, like a little bit of roll, like
Right.
which is to be expected in a car like that. But yeah, I know on Top Gear, James May talked about how he hates the Nürburgring and all that stuff about how like it's ruined cars like Cadillac, and BMW. But if that's what it took to get what I drove, I'm all in favor of it.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay.
It was really good. It was really balanced and really nice. It had a big ass trunk.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
massive.
yeah. Nice. I didn't check to see if it would Dave or not. But yeah, it was a good car. Good
Okay.
car. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't fit in it with a helmet on.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
That's surprising.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
had a sunroof though, right?
It did have a sunroof. Yeah,
That might be part of it.
yeah. Just rip out that headliner, put it in a blank.
Don't need it.
Don't need it. Not in my caddy. Yeah. Yeah, so that was really fantastic. We had a wonderful trip, man. It was like a bucket list thing. It was crazy. Yeah, it was really amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I want to talk about quickly because I think we're running very long.
Yeah, we absolutely are.
I think there's a new phenomenon in Carstanza
Oh, okay.
that I have noticed, and I'm gonna call it a trend.
Okay.
Fake Dodge Demons.
Yes. Let's get into it. Yeah, Femans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Foamans.
There you go. Thank you.
I saw my third or fourth fake demon today.
Yeah.
In the last, month or so. And I feel like this is a really foolish thing to be doing. Because for a few reasons. But let me just go over it. So, first of all, I saw he was passing me on the right, like we were on Colorado or whatever. So it wasn't like on the highway or anything.
Oh, sure.
We were just kind of tootling along.
Yeah.
And I saw the demon badge on the side first.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I should pay attention.
Right.
And then I was like looking at it for a second. And I was like, wait a second. That's not a wide body.
Okay.
And then I let him get all the way past me. And I looked at the back. And the exhaust was wrong.
Okay.
And he had another Dodge Demon little badge thing like crammed up next to the SRT on the little spoiler.
Okay.
And then I saw him from the front later, and the hood was wrong. Everything was wrong. It was obviously not a demon.
Right. Stop demoning your already capable car.
Right.
Right.
And we always say with Carstanza, who is this for?
Exactly.
This
Yeah.
is extra who is this for, because now we're talking you're in like the drag strip
Yep.
American car muscle guys,
Yeah.
and they're the ones that are the most pedantic of anyone.
Oh, they can go toe to toe on where the oil points, like grease gun
Right.
points were on the bottom of a Corvette C2 chassis,
Right.
right? They can spot that shit a mile out.
So anyone who knows what a demon is,
Right.
is going to extra know that it's not a demon.
Exactly.
So why do it?
So you're just going for people that are vaguely aware of the concept of a demon.
Right. And then why do you care what they think?
See? Right? That's the kicker. Why do you care what those people think about your car?
It's so weird.
Right?
So
Yeah.
weird.
That is a really weird one. Yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
But anyway, be on the lookout for those.
Yeah.
Send us your fake demon pictures.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's call that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I have some shit I want to get off my chest.
Let's get into it.
Let's do this. So we're not afraid to get into politics on this show, right?
No.
I just want to start with this.
Okay.
Our swear jar.
It's a swear jar for when we talk about politics too much, and it's going to be bad. Okay. Do I need to be here for this, or should I?
Can you go take a dump and come back? I just popped a 20 in the swear jar there. Okay. So I've had a rough time mentally with everything that's going on lately.
You want to fix the thing?
Yeah, let me fix the thing. Thank you. So I've had some rough sleep with all of this shit with Kavanaugh that's coming out. Like, all of this stuff is coming to a head, and it's really getting to me. I'm having a hard time, and it's getting to the point where taking care of yourself and like making sure that you're doing okay, or like getting motivated to like go exercise or go for a bike ride or like, read a book that doesn't have anything to do with any of this stuff is getting harder and harder. It seems like by the day. Right. And so this just got me thinking about like our current position with where we are in culture and society right now, mainly in America, and where we are with car culture.
Okay.
Right. So I just kind of want to give some background on like where my mind's at, like the views that I've heard that kind of like really make sense to me about why it seems like we are in this situation. So Killer Mike, one half of Run the Jewels, right? Michael Rinder, he had a great summation of this called Why People Are Mad. You should look this up on YouTube. Killer Mike, Why People Are Mad. And it's him talking to some talk show hosts about just a little bit after Trump was elected, why people are mad, right? And to the point where they vote for a fucking Cheeto covered human, right? So, I made a lot of notes, so I'm just kind of getting that stuff ready so I don't go too off topic. So basically what Killer Mike was saying, just to paraphrase it, you should certainly look up what he said, but roughly speaking, he was saying that during the civil rights movement, poor white people in the South, he called out Mississippi specifically, they viewed themselves, this is during the civil rights movement, they viewed themselves as being superior to people of color. Right? This is not a new concept. This is been around forever. But
this was I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was historically a cynically implemented policy, essentially to and it was like from Nixon's Southern strategy all the way back through Jim Crow to make to implement that hierarchy so to basically placate poor whites.
Yep. Right? Exactly. And so when you have these groups of people like the poor whites and the poor people of color that on paper they are being equally mistreated, they should be fighting for the same things, they should be fighting for equality and justice. There was a large segment of them that said like, even though we're in this situation, we're not going to do that. We're not going to unite with you because we view you as lesser. Right? And
the idea there is at least I have something.
At least I have something.
I have one rung on the totem pole.
Right.
Even if it's so that's the theory behind this.
Right. Right, exactly. Even if it's complete bullshit.
Right.
Right? And so he was talking about how that mentality has evolved, right, to the point now where there's a large portion of the population that views gays, trans people, people of other races, people of other religions, and then for the male segment of this population that view women as being lesser than them, right? So the entire misogyny aspect as well, right? So that's kind of like the scope of what we're talking about here, like that segment of the population that views either because of just their upbringing, because that's what their religion tells them to view those people as, any of those things, right? Any of those motivations, they view those segments of the population as lesser, right? So let's smash cut to the Obama administration, right? So it's not specifically that administration, but I think that administration is a really important piece of time and kind of where like a lot of this came to a head, right? Because I think that these things were kind of at its peak before it exploded into the support for Trump, right? So it's like equal rights were progressing more than they ever have. Civil rights, gay marriage, equality, tolerance, all of these things were progressing more at a pace that they never have in America before. Right? So that segment of the population is sitting back and they're seeing all of these people where they had, at least I have that over them.
Right.
The government telling them, no, you don't have that anymore. Right? They didn't have they in their mind, which is incorrect, they know that these people are lesser and that they're superior, right? They think that. The whole man is the head of the household mindset, I think, falls into this as well.
Right. And I think of this as like the No Country for Old Men theory.
Yeah.
Where basically like, Anton Chigurh is supposed to represent just the inevitable march of progress and time and things moving on, and everyone else is caught up by it,
right?
No matter what happens, and
no
even
matter what
he,
your station
at the
in
end,
life
is caught up
exactly
by it, right?
You're exactly right. Right? This is so heavy. I'm hitting the sauce, Ian.
Ginger beer,
an orange cream soda.
Orange cream soda. Wow.
Okay. All right. So they believe that they're superior, but people in Washington, D.C., lawmakers, tell them that they're not. They're not letting them believe that they're superior. They're telling them that they're equal. Right? So along comes Trump, right? And this entire populist message, right, of the elites, like vilifying the elites and dog whistling to the common people, right? And he's the answer for all of this, that he can drain the swamp stuff, right? That he can put back things to the way they were, right? That's the whole again in the bullshit, make America great again, right? To call back to that time when it was okay to say, at least I have that, right? So those people saw that there was a chance to have the government tell them that at least they had that, right? To get that back, right? And that's why a lot of people voted the way they did, right? They could get that back, that feeling of superiority, even though it's complete bullshit and completely wrong, that they thought they could get that back. Right. And from all of the things that this administration is doing, we can see how that, like the actions of that administration are playing to the base to deliver on those kinds of promises, right? To make America great again. Right. Muslim ban, restricting LGBTQ, same-sex domestic partners for visas.
Yeah.
Like
all that stuff.
All of this bullshit. Right. So the big thing about it is that, like, when it comes to this topology that makes up America and makes up culture, right? Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get rid of people that feel that way, that feel that they are superior over a black person, over a gay person, over a trans person.
Right.
I don't think we're ever going to get rid of those people, right? I want to live in a world where I feel like that those people will eventually just go away.
Mm-hmm.
That'll just age out, whatever. The progress as it marches on, right? Even if I'm caught up in it, right? That at the end of the day, progress is moving us forward, and those people are like that mindset goes away, right?
Can I offer a thought on this theory? And I think, and I have an analogy that I think will bring you to your car connection. I think,
Sure. Yeah.
So, I am reticent whenever someone presents a unified theory about people's motivations on a mass scale.
Sure.
Like, I think it's healthy to be skeptical of those theories,
Right.
because culture and people's motivations in the voting booth and all that stuff is complicated, even when they're motivated by clear animus towards people, like in this case.
Right.
So I think of, like, have you ever cooked from scratch, like spaghetti sauce or a stew or something?
Yeah.
So you know when you're cooking at different points, and even though you haven't really changed the ingredients, like certain flavors will come through more, and some kind of fade in the background for a little while, and they kind of come back and stuff like that.
Right.
That's kind of how I think about culture, and even at a smaller scale, like people's motivations. So like misogyny's bubbling up.
Right. There's these elements, right? Racism, misogyny.
Right.
Right.
And economic anxiety, which is the bullshit thing that everyone was pointing to.
Right.
And so, like, I feel like, you know, part of the problem that I have sometimes with like Bernie, Killer Mike, a lot of people on the left who say, like, well, this is the thing,
right,
that is the problem,
right.
It kind of ignores the stew and kind of messy nature of all of this sometimes. And I think you're right. Well, when you have too much garlic in the sauce, you're never going to get rid of all of the garlic taste, right?
Right.
It's gonna fade.
You've been cooking with it from day one.
Right. Exactly. It's gonna fade, and it's gonna come back stronger at some points, and then it's gonna fade again.
Right.
And you can do things to fix it, but only, you know, there's diminishing returns.
Only so much. Right. And definitely diminishing returns.
Right.
And so and this is where I think, like, part of my anxiety is based on my own inaction and unawareness of everything that's going on, right? Because as progresses, for lack of a better term, as progress moves on, as, you know, equal rights and civil rights and all of these great things advance, then a lot of people kind of just step into the background and think, like, oh, things are moving along the way they should. Like, this sauce is coming to a nice simmer. Right. And then it kind of gets into that scenario where you're in a crowd of people, somebody has a heart attack, and someone yells, call 911, and everybody in the crowd thinks
that's a great idea. We should do that.
Right. Somebody else is doing it, but no one does. Right.
John Mulaney has a great bit about this with the horse in a hospital analogy, and you know, he talks about how people will bring up, well, what about Obama? He did blah blah blah.
Right.
And he says, well, I wasn't paying attention, and you may say that's a dumb answer, but that's a great answer.
Right.
Because if your mother is watching your child, you're not going to run home and check the nanny cam.
Right.
But if you left your child with Gary Busey,
right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. So when things are moving along the way you think they should be, right, then, you know, you just kind of check out. Right.
Yeah.
And so understanding and knowing, like, and I want to be clear about this, because I feel like from what you said about a theory about summing up why things are the way they are, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I understand. I just wanted to make clear that, like,
I don't understand why, though.
Sorry, I wanted to make clear that we weren't, and this is my own thing because I do interact with a lot of people who voted for Trump in my life, that I don't, and personally, I don't think that racial animus or misogyny or homophobia or whatever was the sole motivating factor for a large majority of people who voted for Trump, but I think it's in the background, or they were okay with it, right? And now those are two different things, I think. Like, I think the number of people who go through life with the sole motivation of some sort of animus is vanishingly small. Like, there's not many people who do that.
Right.
And sometimes I think when we talk about, like, what motivated what's been motivating Brexit or Trump or all of these, like, kind of nationalist things, the temptation is to boil it down. So I was just interjecting that. That was all.
So what I'm saying is not necessarily like this is why this is, but these elements are there.
I agree.
That's why I'm fucking angry.
Yeah, we're in agreement on that.
Okay.
Completely.
All right?
Yep.
Okay. So which is this, because these things exist and because I was really close and part of some of these things when I was younger and when I was being brought up, right? In a fucking awful mindset, right?
Yeah.
I know my enemy. I know my enemy because I was brought up in a lot of that shit, right? I know exactly why Mike Pence wants to defund Planned Parenthood, right? Because Mike Pence doesn't see any problem for someone getting HIV.
Right.
In his mind, that's God's way of fixing the problem of immorality. Right?
Yeah.
That kind of shit is there, right? This is what we're dealing with, right? So, yeah, like the stew has a whole bunch of shit.
Yes.
But I have a big fucking problem with the garlic and with the dried oregano and a lot of this shit, right? And so...
To be clear, garlic is lovely, and you should add it to everything you make.
Right. So the thing is that every portion of culture has these elements, right? Car culture has these elements. It has racism. It has misogyny. It has these things that are counter to the progress of making the culture inclusive, making it what I want it to be, what it should be. Because car culture is a thing that I want to retreat to when some shit really pisses me off. I want to go for a nice drive. I want to hang out with other car people. I want to go karting, right? But there are these other elements in car culture because they're like every other aspect of culture, it's made of human beings, right? And as long as we're made up of human beings, there's still going to be some fucked up elements to it, right? And the elements that I bring to the table aren't perfect, right? So, like the thing that I'm really hoping for, the thing that I need to happen, is that there is enough of these other flavors to put the garlic in its place, right? To put this stuff back into the dark corner where it belongs, right? We're never going to get rid of it. Like, there's always going to be shitty humans. My catchphrase is the world has no shortage of assholes.
Right.
It's a shame they can't all work in the same place. Like just some asshole factory in Idaho, right? Sorry, Idaho, right? I'm sure you're very nice. I've been to Boise once. It was nice. But that in addition to like in addition to feeling like we need to police like culture as a whole, we do need to continue and stay vigilant in policing our own culture and making sure it is that island of retreat and that oasis that we can go to where nobody's going to have to say, hey, keep politics out of car culture, because we're going to be nice people and we're not going to be dicks about it. Right? How many times have you heard somebody say, like, when they walk through the paddocks of a lemons race, like, oh, the people were so nice. It was awesome talking to them. Like, you can, Jake's catchphrase for Rags to Races was, A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, all of these people are coming together underneath the common banner of motorsport, automotive enthusiasm, something like that, right? Car adjacent, you know? And I just want to live in a world where those elements are pushed back to their place in car culture and as a whole.
Yeah. This is the pro-shame argument.
Absolutely.
Shame is a powerful motivator.
I hope that there's enough people, because it just takes simple human hours, simple human quantity to overcome that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's getting better. I mean, you see campaigns to get rid of grid girls and
Right.
And
but then you also see the reactions to it.
right,
Right?
and that was very disheartening
Right.
to see. But
Not the reactions, but the quantity of reactions.
the quantity of
Right?
reactions, well, and
Right?
and from a large part, like who they were coming from,
See?
was really
Yeah,
disappointing
there you
too.
go. The vector. Yeah.
But at the same point, I watched racing for my whole life, and I
Right.
don't remember that conversation ever coming up before.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Right.
which is hokey as it is to say, that is some measure of progress. I
It
guess.
is. No. Yeah. There's no reason why I would diminish that. It is certainly progress.
Right, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's not. That's for the people who are offended by it.
Right.
That's like kind of a small a small win.
Yeah.
But it is something.
Right. And I think people's reactions to it do a really good job of pointing out, like,
How dumb the arguments are.
right, how dumb the arguments are, and who you never want to be fucking friends with.
Well, there's that. But I mean, yeah, that is one thing that I find that I've been thinking about a lot lately, the dumb argument piece of this.
Right.
Because I remember, because my grandfather always had Rush Limbaugh on, right?
Right,
And
right.
and all of that sort of stuff. And that was like back in the 90s. And I remember like them and him and like all the other like kind of more like right-leaning
Right.
media talking about, because that was kind of the first backlash to PC culture.
Yeah,
quote,
absolutely.
PC culture.
Absolutely, yeah.
About the marketplace of ideas
Right.
being a thing that like, this is where, we need to be able to just say everything and test
Right.
everything out.
Right. And it was coming at a time where being able to say something and putting it out there was getting to an easier and easier point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
The democratization of media and
Yeah.
all that. Which is also a big part of this
Yeah.
stew,
Yeah.
which is proving to be all full of unintended consequences on that front. That's a whole other discussion. But now it seems like that same sort of crew that was arguing for the importance of the marketplace of ideas gets really upset when people are like, well, motherfucker, you're bankrupt in the marketplace of ideas. Like,
Right.
this shit doesn't make any sense, and we just don't like the idea. Now it's, we're deplatforming those people or whatever it is. We're silencing those people. And
Right.
really, it's just like, no, we're saying no to that.
Right. Right.
Because we've heard the argument, we don't like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So those are two totally different things too.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just been really fucking hard lately, man. It's been really tough lately. And with the whole thing about just like the bullshit entitlement of
Mhm.
Kavanaugh.
Right.
Like that just sent me over the fucking edge, man.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was winding down last night and I was watching SNL.
Uh-huh.
And I like my normal thing to do. I normally watch SNL in 2 segments, right? I'll watch it, typically fast forward through the music act, especially since it was Kanye this time,
Mm-hmm.
and watch Weekend Update. That's session 1,
Right.
right? And then I'll go back and watch the weirder sketches in session 2,
Yeah.
right? And so I watched through Weekend Update before I went to sleep, and I had a fucking garbage night of sleep, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no encouraging words for you.
Yeah.
Everything is. I will say, so we kind of talked about this a little bit before the show. In one respect, where my head was at when I was in high school was way wrong in that
Right.
I didn't appreciate the friends of mine who were vigilant about this stuff.
Right.
And like put energy into the whack-a-mole of like
whack-a-mole's the super appropriate analogy.
Yeah, of like kind of policing these unsavory flavors when they pop up.
Right. Because they're not just macro.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. And you know, I think it's easy to fall back on like, oh, you're being a humorless nag sort of thing.
Right.
And I was wrong about that. I absolutely was, because obviously we have Nazis again.
Right.
So in that respect, I was wrong. But on the other respect, most of my politics when I was 17, 18, 19 was everything is dumb.
Right.
And that's proven totally true. And not only is everything dumb, but all of our attempts to undumbify everything is very dumb.
Right.
And I see no reason that we will be less dumb at any point in the future.
Right.
You know, like even our scandals are dumb. I just finished listening to the Slow Burn, the Watergate
I don't know
podcast from Slate, where they went through like kind of like the deeper story of Watergate.
Oh, okay.
And just the way everything that happened in that, we always think of it as Nixon is kind of like this scheming mastermind. He was a dumbass. Like he got away with stuff for so long. He said to himself at one point, "Hey, I gotta discuss doing crime. Let me hit record first." You know, like
right.
That's dumb.
Right.
Everything about it was dumb. Everything about the Hillary Clinton email scandal was exceedingly dumb.
Right.
And everything about our current existence politically is very dumb.
Right.
And we'll never get out of that. We'll never not do that.
Yeah. I don't know. This makes me think of like when gas spikes up to like $4.60 a gallon. Right. And then it comes back down to like $3.20 and you're like, oh, fuck. So I'm so thankful to be paying $3.20 a gallon again. When like a while before that you were paying 99 cents.
Right. And then SUV sales spike. That's always my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just need to embrace the dumb.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just mean like it's not going to get better, so
yeah, I can't live in that world where it doesn't though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I want car culture to get better. I want it to be a better place of retreat for people that are having a shit time.
Well, I think that is a positive way to look at this, is that, like you ever have like a really shitty day at work and you come home and clean the house and you're just like, at least I can make this orderly. Yeah. That's what we need. That's how we should approach it.
Right.
I think that's a healthy attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. It should be an island.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me and my pessimistic nonsense.
No, I mean, yeah, we need to fight for our island. We need to make sure it's accessible. We need to make sure that people are welcome. We need to make sure it's not car bros, car girls, it's car people, and it's made of car people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 20 in the swear jar was well earned, I think.
It was.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that.
Hell, any more of the show, and I did think about dropping 100 in there, but I think 20 is about right.
Can I lighten us up a little bit with some sweetness?
I guess.
Can I dump some sugar in this sauce?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. I have some stuff too. Yeah, because we need to come back from this.
I have an FMK cars that I think will cheer you up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You ready? Because I anticipated this.
Right.
And I'm ready.
This is why we talked about it before.
Yeah.
All
right, here we are.
Okay. All right.
This one's called We Were So Young.
Okay. All right.
The first cars we ever emailed each other about.
Oh,
That's what I was doing.
You went back into our email archives.
I went all the way back pre-show.
Okay. All right.
This is like our like Playdate intro emails.
Yeah.
And like the Craigslist postings that we email back. So like some of them were broken links or whatever, and I didn't know exactly. So I picked the first 3 cars that I could recognize that we talked about.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm very ready. This is a really good idea.
Okay.
All right.
These are the first cars the first ever car that we emailed each other about.
Yeah.
And we emailed, this is a pretty long thread, Ford Ranchero. So with this one, because it's a little bit of an outlier for the other two, you can make this into whatever you want.
Okay.
So like
all right.
a modified.
Right. I could retro mod it, like whatever. It's a platform.
You
more
can
than
go.
anything.
Yeah. Unlimited resources. You can do whatever you want.
Can
with
I
the
have it
Ford
in this
Rancher.
baby blue and dark blue?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whatever's gonna make that sweet little heart of yours happy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let me see if I can remember the context. Were we talking about Ford Ranchero, Chevy El Caminos, and then like maybe
No, I just found a Ranchero on Craigslist and sent it to you, and then we just started emailing back and forth about what we would do with it.
Okay. All right.
Because this is long before FMK cars.
Okay. Yeah. Oh
a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah. This is long before we would drive down the street and go yes, no, yes, yes, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were mainly no's because we live in
Correct.
Denver, and they were all Subarus and Toyota Highlanders.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
All right. So the next one, Volvo V70R.
Okay.
You can have whichever generation of this you want.
70R. That sounds like a car
Space
we
ball
would talk
shifter,
about in
the whole thing.
2015. Yeah.
Oh, this is from like January or February 2014.
14. Okay. All right. That sounds about right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then the last one.
Let me see if I can guess.
Oh, you'll get it.
It's Phaeton, isn't
It It's a Phaeton.
The 20 covers that.
Because you had emailed me one, and it was like really sketchy Craigslist post where like it didn't say what engine it had,
Yeah.
which is already a red flag for a VW Phaeton.
I want the most red flagged Craigslist Phaeton.
Right.
Yeah, just like I want that issue riddled Quattroporte.
With your fuck you money.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
15-year-old car.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. Okay.
So no twists except for the
Yeah.
Ranchero. You can do what you can have the build of your dreams.
Yeah. I think I would really like to F the Ranchero. And I think I would I would do it justice. I would proper resto mod it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. No.
You
Ian.
a VIP build the Ranchero.
No. I'm going to resto mod the Ranchero, and it's going to become the official TeamClearCoat outreach vehicle. And we're just going to drop puppies and stickers and T-shirts out the back of it.
Okay.
And kittens that'll never get old.
Okay.
And then for a day,
And that's what you're marrying is the Ranchero.
yeah, marrying the Ranchero. For a day,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to drive the Volvo V70R.
You're crushing the Phaeton?
I'm going to crush the Phaeton, and here's
oh, man, you are in a weird headspace.
here's why. I'm going to go through every really tight drive-through and all of because those have notoriously shitty turning radiuses.
Uh-huh.
They have some
They do.
of the worst turning radiuses of any car ever made.
True.
To the point where I've known two people that have had an S60 and a V70
Mm-hmm.
and they sold them because the turning radius was so bad.
Wow.
So hard to live with.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I would just go through every tight ass drive-through, every dry cleaning pickup,
Uh-huh.
that spiral turny thing at the
Right.
convention center.
And just Austin Powers it
Yes. Yeah. And I would have all the Volvo engineers
Uh-huh.
that made that happen in the back seat and go, really? This is what we're doing? You thought this would be okay. Look, eyes up. Look at what you did. Look at what you did, Brenda. But it'd be
That's
the Swedish version of Brenda, Brenda Bjorn.
It's the equivalent of when your dog shits on the carpet, taking him and putting his face in it.
Yeah.
Look at what you did.
Yeah. The lesson doesn't work.
No.
The shit's already on the carpet.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah. What would you do?
I think I would likewise crush the Phaeton.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense for you than it does me.
I would marry the V70.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then I would definitely drive the Ranchero for a day. And I would also do outreach, but mine would take the form of burnouts.
There you go. Yeah. Because what's lighter than a pickup truck back end?
Just
Nothing is
doing burnouts and then just leaning out the window. I love you.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, there's nothing lighter for a back end of a car than absolutely no back end whatsoever.
Exactly.
Than air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
It's just helium.
It's a shame we don't see more drift trucks, but leaf spring suspensions do not bode well for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Too hoppy.
It's problematic.
Yeah. 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 If you could coil over a Nissan pickup truck, that'd be a pretty beastly drift truck.
It would be.
Yeah.
Let's just you know what we should do with your old man sedan when it's done. Let's just cut the back off of it and make it into a pickup.
Oh, it already drifts like a pickup. That's not a problem. But yeah, we could certainly make that a pickup. I want to do a last my eyes.
Okay.
Right? And then we'll save the rest for the next show.
Sounds great.
Because I think this is along the veins of what we are talking about here. Where we just need to find a fucking happy place.
Yes.
Our buddy Jared sent this in from, I assume, Missouri. But look at this goddamn little nugget of a car.
I love that thing so much.
It's like a little Volkswagen that has been chopped and welded together. And, I don't know, they took like 4 feet out of the middle of it. And it says Kansas City on it. I don't know if
he lives near Kansas City.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this is like a tattoo shop or a cupcake shop or what the deal is with this car, but I love it and I want more of it. It's the color scheme is amazing. It's LA illegal, Mexico City. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's amazing and I want all of it. So yeah, it has a purple A-Team stripe.
Yeah, I had a toy.
Okay.
Like that would do the tipping.
Oh yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
That was a little van like that.
Okay.
And it had like wheels that were close together and it would kind of tip back and forth.
Right.
It looks like a toy and that is amazing.
Right?
I'm happy that it exists out in the world.
Yeah, exactly. The world is a better place with a car like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really dig that. Thank you for sending that in, Jared. It really was clutch. Yeah, crucial car for today.
And it has a mustache.
It does have a mustache, and it has those little purple things on the headlights.
Oh, yeah, a little
Yeah,
it's got a little face.
It does.
That is adorable.
Right? God, look at that stripe. And those wheels are the perfect wheels for it, like the kind of Fuchs-looking wheels.
Right.
Right? Look at that little exhaust, like the little bend in the exhaust.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change a thing.
No.
It's fantastic.
No. Mary. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
I think we need to wrap it up.
I think so too.
I can't believe anybody lasted this long.
I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, I think you're right. We don't have anything in the chat. So let's just talk about what people should do. We should work to make car culture a more acceptable place, a more inviting and a happier place to be.
Right.
If you see some shitty behavior, let's fucking call that out and let's overwhelm it with quantity.
Yes.
Yeah. Rate and review us on iTunes. Do that.
Mm-hmm. Subscribe on the YouTubes.
Yep.
The U's of tubes.
Definitely do that. Follow us on Twitter. We're probably going to get back to you faster on Twitter than we will Instagram or any of the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook is good.
Yeah, we got a Facebook. That's all Ian's job.
Face poop.
Yeah, he gets to be the face poop person.
Yep. This is the only thing keeping me on Facebook. So don't make it make it worth my while.
That's the only reason I'm on Facebook.
That's correct. Yes.
Fuck my family.
Oh man.
Yeah. Booty and pizza. Yeah. So yeah. Send us an email, FMKcars. Right?
So TeamClearCoat@gmail.com. We have a phone number if you want to call and chat. And by chat, we mean leave us a voicemail.
720-515-1391.
Oh, my God.
Hey, Siri, call 720-515-1391. So maybe that made your phone dial it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, do all of those things. And, go karting. Have fun.
Yeah. There you go.
Go racing.
Yeah.
Cruising, whatever it is you do. Things are shitty.
But we love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.